Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 India Edition, where we're now looking at Bangalore, boys, where Bangalore has been getting a bunch of tools and machines for quite some time and it's growing quite big. I'm not quite sure if it's the biggest town in the game. We should really check it out right now and see city size. It is, and right behind it is Puducherry right now, which is all the way over here. I can't believe how big these towns are now growing. We've only just started to bring the goods to some of them, so do expect them to get a lot bigger. I'm kind of worried for when they do start merging in one another, like the two towns down over here, like Tin and Canover right now. They're merging into one. You don't know where one ends and the other one begins. But last episode, guys, we did a lot of expansions. We did some big investments into getting some new vehicles. We've really extended the shipping line right now to bring and produce more tools with wood and all that kind of jazz. Things are going great. Now, I asked you guys, what should I do in this episode? I gave you three options. I could either expand the high-speed train line, build some new commuter routes from Hyderabad, or begin the build of the brand new coastal line that goes all the way down from the peninsula. And at this probably moment, I'll probably take it as far as Mumbai, where we kind of implemented all this kind of stuff in. And a lot of you guys said, oh, Seniac, coastal line right now. I'm like, okay, guys, I get it. This is going to be a big build, a big challenge because the terrain is absolutely crazy leading down. So we're going to get to start in Mumbai. We're going to go to Ratnaguri. Again, guys, I'm still really bad with these name pronunciations, so I do apologize. We're going to bring it down to Goa. So as of then, it doesn't connect to any other line until it goes all the way over to Mangalore, where we've got a commuter line that goes from Mangalore all the way up to Belgaum via Bangalore. So that will connect to the high-speed train line. So that will be its first connection to another passenger line at the moment. Then it goes to, Kochi, all the way down to Kollam, and then to Kanyakumari. Guys, if I'm pronouncing these wrong, please just let me know in the comment section down below. But when it gets down to here, it's kind of going to be close to the Tinuveni line, which is the end of our high-speed train line. I'm going to create a big streetcar loop to kind of bring people not only around this area, but between the two stations as well. I might be even able to get it in where they both connect within walking distance, so that should be pretty good as well. So there'll be two connection points, the high-speed train line there, the commuter line just here, and then what I could do is the towns around it, like Belgaum, I could build a streetcar line down to Goa, and so on, and Mysore can have a streetcar line down to Kochi, Coimbatore down to Kuala right now. So the streetcars are going to come into full effect. They really are. So this coastal line will be ever so connected. It should make us a ton of money and it should transport a lot of passengers, hopefully over to towns, cities and stations to our high-speed train line. But like I said, this is going to be very, very difficult because of the terrain leading up. So what we're going to do then, we're going to take a look. We've already got the station in ready here for that commuter line to go through and the train line that will pass around as well. So we've already got that one halfway. So to connect Mangalore up to Mumbai, we've got to go through Ratnaguri and Goa. So these are going to be very, very interesting. So I think what we should do, and do in every town, is start with the actual train station. Now, I might do like I've done in Mumbai, and do what I did in Goa, Mangalore, and actually reclaim a little bit of land to build the train stations on the coastal line, coastal front, to then expand out. So if I pause them, because there's going to be a lot of work now needed to get done. We're going to go to our terraining, we're going to go to our flatten tool, increase the brush size, increase the strength, and then we'll bring this out here. So we'll start here then, boys. Bring this out. And if I kind of terrain a little bit too much, then I'll undo it, if that makes sense. Right, why can't I terrain here? There we go. So let me see with a train station then. Now, I'm not too sure on what size train station to actually use. I don't know what size I've been using on the commuter lines in general. Now, this one's not really a commuter line station. So if I kind of view it as what would be a good representation? Anatapur right now. So Anatapur, that is the exact station. So it's a 160. So if I bring that and build that just here. So I build it just there, so it's on a slight little bit of an angle. And that gives us a good radius for connection to the town itself. Now, because we've got more space over here, this is probably where I build the cargo platform. So throw the cargo platform in. And then, of course, we're going to do 4 sets of tracks. So we have a bypassing route in the middle. So if a cargo train is trying to get to another town, it can bypass this station and lead on. So it should all work out and all work in our favor. All right, wait for the... Literally, we're already waiting for autosave now. Come on, autosave, hurry up. We got stuff to do, places to be, people to see, people to transport, money to make. These fools won't wait long. There we go. And then the passenger-related stuff. So we need the underpass, which we'll build just there. We'll do the elevated platform going on over there. And I think I'm also going to build... We'll do passenger buildings over here as well. We'll build some passenger buildings over here, and I'll reclaim a little bit more land. Just so... Oh, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Just so... Right, why is it not... I'm unable to reclaim here. What's going on? It just doesn't do it in some areas. Just so we're able to kind of build slightly over in this section. But I am going to have to... Why does the reclaiming not work? It's like I can't terrain there. It's really weird. Right, smoother. It won't let me smooth. Is this game okay at this minute? Right. It's throwing me off right now with its issues. Are you going to do it, boys? There we go. The game's having a moment. The game's having a moment. Right, build a road there so the town can grow on this side just a little bit. It just gives us a little bit more room to work with. And like an additional access point as well. You won't see much going on over here. So we'll leave it like that for now. And then we'll smoothen the edges off once I've built the rail line. So that is from Mumbai to Nagari. We have to do Goa after, but let's see how I can connect the train line leading up. So the train line's going to actually go through this road. It will end up deleting these buildings. But as it comes up, we do have the ability to kind of now parallel the train tracks. So it might be a good idea to parallel the train tracks just here. And then use that as our base point between the two stations. So if I came out and I wanted to connect to there, I like the idea of the little bridge. Or I could go for like a Golden Gate style bridge. It doesn't build the suspension side of it, so we're okay. But that's pretty cool, isn't it? I like that. We'll keep that in. Which means we're going to then implement the Crissy Crossies. And do I do the crisscross? Yeah, let's do the crisscross here. Which would allow, in terms of road vehicles, to maybe come up and over there, which the slope is way too much, which I do get it. So let me delete that road and smoothen this. There we go. Actually, I might bring... Right, you can't do a road connection coming through there, but I can do it just here. Whoa. Right, road connections there. I'll use the Bendy Wendy. There we go. And... Ooh, does that look right? I'll do it like that and then allow the game or the town to build the rest of it to see where it could go. I could kind of help it out slightly. And then build the roads. Like this. And just kind of preempt where it's going to go and how it's going to grow. And I'll do that side in just a moment. So the train tracks continue. We've got the crisscross in. They go up and over. They're going to run parallel with the road, which I reckon we get it to also then run parallel with this road if it will allow me to do so. So it might be a case of slope too much. What do you mean the slope's too much? It could be I might need to delete this video. Building? What am I talking about right now? The slope's too much? Is it the terraining issue? Well, let me build to there. I'm sure I've just terrained that. There we go. Right, I kind of get what it's trying to say to me. But at the same time, I don't get what it's trying to say to me. So if I delete back here and then run you in to then run you up. There's a bit of track now here I got to delete. But that should run nicely. Now, obviously, smoothie. There we go. And that's obviously going to build as a bridge over leading to here, which this is what I'm really excited about. So that is the straight connection there. This is probably going to delete that building, which it is, unfortunately, but it will build and grow back somewhere else. Now, this leading up to over here, I think that's too much of a bridge. That looks a little bit out of place. I like it, but it just feels completely out of place having the big golden gate. I don't think it's inexpansive. It's not expansive enough, the bridge that it's going over, to kind of have something as magnificent as that. We implement the connection there. If I can do the crisscrosses here before that, that is amazing. That has just completely worked in our favor. And our first part of this line is now done, which is really, really exciting. Runs along. We've managed to kind of navigate the terrain, but I would say this has been the easiest part of it. It really has. So, leading back out then, I want to kind of flatten this a bit more. Just so, and if I can smoothen the terrain, just so I can run my train line through this part. So if I run you to there, run you there, and there, because that's my marker point just for bringing this out. It's not much of a marker, but it's how I run the train line in. And the shorter I can do this, the quicker I can then create a road crossing over. Like that. And then road-wise, do we have the ability? Is there a big difference? I mean, there shouldn't really be a difference here with crossing over. Is it because it's too close, you reckon? You know what, I'm going to delete this. Yeah, I reckon that's what it was. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of claim this area here back, just so the road can go all the way. Oh, snap. That is... oh, my goodness me. That's a huge drop. Right, there we go. And then we have access to the other side. It's not perfect. It doesn't look the best. I'll kind of build the terrain choppy. And then we smoothen. Smoothen from the bottom. And then allow the town and the city to then kind of build up. It looks a lot better, trust me. It looks a lot better. It gives it a little bit more breathing space. And a lot more room to kind of to grow and build and whatnot. Right. That then has got to connect all the way down to this city over here of Goa. Now, Goa is going to be interesting. And I'm also kind of a little bit nervous as well with Goa. With trying to get a train connection to run with the road. So here, if this works, this will be absolutely amazing. But I'm going to start seeing issues. So I'm going to bring you up like that. I'm going to bring you up to there. The slope is too much, so obviously we've got to push it back a bit further. Right, okay, so we've got to push it back a bit further. Flatten this out. And then let me just get the train station in. So I'm going to build the train station here. Okay, that's where the train station is going to go. If I just quickly set it all up to how I want it to be. So tracks. 4 tracks in total. Perfect time for the autosave to kick in. Like, I would get rid of the autosave, but sometimes it saves my bacon. Because sometimes the game can crash, or maybe my recording could fail. It does save my bacon at times, so I can't complain too much. Right, cargo platforms, bam, bam. Passenger, bam, bam, bam. What am I missing? Oh yeah, the underpass and the canopies. Right, glorious. So all I really want it to do is have this connecting to there. So if I bring this out and then raise this up, Golden Gate styling, does this connect round? It does, but there's a bridge pillar issue. So bringing you to there and Golden Gate styling. So by bringing it out a little bit further, we should be able to create that bend. And then that leading all the way up. I like it because I like the color of the steel. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So hopefully then we can crisscross in. I can't see this place being able to build on the opposite side of the train track unless a road can go under here, which it can, which that now changes everything about this area. Right, just go to there with that. So let me just get a building on this. I like the little underpass it's created, though. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Right, to there. And then bringing this road down. And then that bends gloriously just here. And then what it does after, it's entirely up to itself. So bring this out a bit more around here. And then we're obviously smoothing it all off. So that works going up to there. And then I can connect there. The station's already there, so I just got it to run somehow along with the road. This commuter line is going to be absolutely wild. It really is. And over here, pretty much the same. So I'm wondering if I just straight up built a line going in. I like it to a certain extent. I just kind of want to see where it is choosing to run. Maybe I bend it like that. So that shouldn't create any towers on the steel bridge. There's a collision here somewhere. So where's the collision issue? Is it the terrain? What's the issue? Maybe it was the terrain. I'm not too sure. And then can this... running straight. You know, we can utilize the land. That runs into there. That one runs into there. And then create our crissy crossies. Right, this has gone to plan pretty well. Or maybe not. Well, what's going on now? Right, might need to be a bit longer. There we go. That has gone to plan, theoretically. Right, with the additional road then. So I could do... Whoa. A road connection here. This can kind of continue going down. No. Right, why is this not doing what I want it to do? Like that. And then the road will bend. Right. Terrain, smooth. Let's smoothen it all out. Make it as builder friendly as we can. Alright, smooth from the bottom here. There we go. That solves everything. This road can go straight in. We have connections all over. Goa can grow. Go and grow, Goa. Go and grow. So we can go from Mumbai to Rat to Goa right now. This is good. Once we get to Mangalore, we're not far off from completing all of this, but this is going to be probably the most difficult bit out of all of it now, is getting this to all connect. So I think the idea is I can't drop it as far down as well it tries to do itself. So I think it's a case of I've just got to pick points to which I can utilize. So is this enough to bend round here? Yes. So that's all I can do. I can just take the small victories, but this here is going to be wild. I'm going to have to kind of reclaim a little bit and bring this brush size down. Bring out a little bit of land here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to run this length. Oh, it's too... Is that coming down? I'm going to delete this. And then run it back a bit further so we can get the drop. So that's what I needed it to do. And then from here to there, I'll go with that. Now, I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue with doing the old Chrissy Crossies. Smoothing all that off there so it's on the right on the edge. Alright, bring that one out a little bit. That's good enough for me. That is good enough for me, boys. Maybe not here, though. It's quite interesting to see the vehicle bumps, isn't it? Yeah. Right, I'm hoping this is not an issue here. You see what I mean? That could be a bit of an issue with the crisscrosses. A crisscross could take place here, though. To which it does. You come out there. Okay, that's worked. That's worked. This station is not going to have the ability to build on this other side. It is what it is. So that brings us all the way down to here right now. We can go from Mumbai all the way down to Mangalore. And now we extend from here. So I've got 2 more cities here before I come to the end of the route. This is so complex, but I'm loving it. It's one hell of a challenge, and we get in there. So, flat the terrain. We'll utilize this area. So we'll come directly out first. And I like giving the ability for the town to ultimately grow. Building-wise for the train tracks, we'll place it just there. So, Let me edit this. I'll build the cargo on this side for a change. Tracks. Bam, there we go. Platforms. There we go. And, oh, the canopies. There we go. So, obviously, I'm going to have to make it bend that way and then make it around this oil building as well, which will be even more interesting. So, the track from here is a pretty straightforward run. I'm not going to make this city be able to build behind the train station. It all comes down to where the or how close the town is situated to the ocean. If it's right on the coastline, then I'll give it the ability, just because then it has a little bit more room to work with. Because it'll be hindered by the big mountain on the other end. But if it's kind of in a bit and it's got room, then there's no point. There is no point. These look like they've got loads of room now because obviously I've reclaimed land. So this will be the interesting one. Is bending that down to there. So obviously smoothing it all up. Hold on. Autosave again. I'm getting autosave per station. They know the perfect time, don't they? They know the perfect time. Right, smoothing all that down. Because that's where the train line's going to run. Smoothing around here. Just smoothing the buildings up there. So the growth's a bit better. And then we'll come across all this, which is fine. I've just got to find the perfect situation here now to build a train station, which I reckon will be about there. I would kind of like to do it on a diagonal. So if I just quickly get that there. Right, I might need to just quickly delete this and this. I will have to apologize to them after. Right, there and there. No, that's still not how I want it. I'll have to manually build it. I wanted it about there. I've really hurt the town. But they will recover. They will recover, boys. So we'll implement cargo on this one. And then track-wise, there we go. Platform. I'm realizing it's only now hitting me the actual how big this project is that we're building. It's huge. It's only now just hitting me. Right, smooth. I'm not going to let them build on this side. Smoothing the terrain. This is going to be interesting right now, this connection. So if I go tracks, if I allow myself this here as the marker waypoint, that line dictates how we completely all connect into this. So running over, bridge pillar issues, that's going to be way too big for that. So what I reckon we do is flatten this peninsula to come out a bit more. Obviously then smoothing it all off. And use that as a little bit of a base. For this coming over. I think that might be a bit too low. So flatten you out a bit more. All right, let me just kind of build this real quick. So if I built that there and then came across to here. All right, we'll keep it standard. And then we've got the issue there. So I might just save myself the headache. Like that. Saves a lot of headache. There we go. And then, wow, this is going to be the one. So we'll utilize that strip of parallel to be what I need to connect. So let me just delete back a bit. This coming over to connect in. So that's there. Oh, what bridge is that they just built? Is that the old style bridge? It is. Okay, I didn't want that there. The game's really like struggling to delete now, isn't it? All right, there we go. Come on, game. You can do this. You can get there. So another bridge pillar issue. Oh, that works. It's the style of bridge, isn't it? So now I can then delete this back a bit. To there. Ooh, okay, so that bend needs to be... Well, not the bend. I need to push out just a tad for the bend. And then in. Just like that. And smoothie. Ooh, it's getting so much more difficult now, isn't it? You can really feel it. You can really feel this coastal line. We've managed to go from Mumbai all the way now down to Column, which we're now about to build the final station. So this final station, we want it to be close enough that it would be good if they could, if it does touch this, like the connection, it highlights it. So we know they are within walking distance, which I think for that, it might be getting it to touch to this road, which we would have to delete the entrance coming in. Now, if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, because I could use a streetcar loop to transport people to and from. But it would be nice to get it connected anyway. So we're going to have to cause some chaos here and do some destruction. I might also rejig the whole layout of this area in general anyway. So I'm going to spend the money right now to delete the town. They're not going to like it, but in the long run, they will love me. They will love me. So we've deleted this big open section here. This is like a ramp going down. So if I can now... We're going to implement quite a big station here. That's going to look absolutely amazing. If I do an end route, to which I build there like that, it does highlight to the platform as the other stations. That's good. I don't need to do multiple... what's it called? Tracks. Because it doesn't work like that. So how far over can I go? So I'm going to go to about here. Okay. We're going to go there. I know it's really, really high, but we're going to terrain all this because the trains are on different levels anyway, and it looks kind of a bit all over the place. Actually, let me delete it because I've just figured something out. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it closer to there than here. But what I'll do is I'll build on the side of it large passenger buildings. So I'll do one here and one here. And we'll do a small... No, actually, no, we'll leave it like that because that will give me all the radius that I require. So smoothing tool then. We're smoothing all this off just to get the terrain to a fairly reasonable height. But this is not the only thing we're going to do. We're going to literally rejig all of this. So, they're not going to like me, but this is about to become a huge hub. But like I said, they're not going to like me. Because I'm going to delete a lot of the town. And I'm going to tell them how they grow and where they grow. Right, that would have killed off so much of this area. But they will grow back when I'm finished with them. So build that road there. Okay, we still need to do some terraining, don't we? Let me go flatten. What is that shape it's now created? I'll bring it to there, and then smoothen does the rest. There we go. And then flatten here. And then smooth. Come on, game. Wake up. Wake up. Right, so that would obviously go straight into connecting to there. Do the same here. Straight connection to there. And obviously we bring that... Well, I'll bring it to there first. Bring that to... Well, reality is... We bring that to here. And then it pretty much bends in. Like I said, it's going to be such a huge area. This. We got the buildings either side. We've got the end section as well. So that runs down into there. We'll have other connections because I don't think that... No, it still connects to it. So it's still within walking distance, but we want to make it within walking distance. So we'll, in the center of the building, we'll bring this up to about there. We'll bring this to connect round, and I'm not going to tunnel it. We're going to push that mountain slightly back. On the old straight section now, that's going to run and snap into there. And then we'll have this come out. And then snap into there. So we kind of formatted it in a better grid situation. We'll smoothen the terrain. Around all of this. We'll sort this mountain a little bit out. Not much you can do with it. It's a mountain. But it's all about the walkability to and from this area. Alright, smoothing that out a bit because the train line's going to drop off from here as well. So we'll bulk this out a bit more. And then smoothen it. So this is really transforming this area. But, like, you've got to invest. If I'm coming over here right now building this, when you build new train stops and stations and lines in new areas... I mean, I'm from Birmingham right now, which... My city is going through the HS2. If you don't know what that is, the UK... was meant to be building a high-speed train line from London to like all the way up to Manchester and so on via going through Birmingham, which means I am living through hell right now with the amount of construction, the amount of land that's being purchased and destroyed to build these train tracks. So I am experiencing all this firsthand right now. Right, we're going to first get the road connecting from that, leading directly down. And allow the town to pretty much build the rest of how it wants to build, right? That leading up, that kind of then comes down like this. It hasn't got a crisscross over, but that leads into there. It becomes a better area to work with, and my station is in the heart of it all. So they could walk from here down to there to crisscross over, but we will still get a streetcar loop on the go. Just to kind of collect more people around this area. So this is going to be the very, 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 very interesting. Because in terms of the train tracks right now, this is at a higher elevation. So I've got to get it to run or to connect somehow to this level here. Now, if I just completely run this out to go into there, that's what it wants to create, which is not a bad thing. Ooh, that's better. And all it needs to do is have a crisscross, which we can do the crisscross on the bridge. There. Oh, I like that. I really do like that. To here, into there. And then, guys, the last bit of train track I now have to build. Can you believe it? The last little bit of train track I've now built. All I've got to do is signals. But that goes up gloriously and connects in. Oh, this is going to be the spot. This is going to be the spot. Right, signal-wise, let's get this all situated now. So, signal there. And because these are short distances, you're not going to be able to get much going on with all of this. Right, signal. Oh, that's the wrong signal. Signal there. Signal here. Now, there's a bit of space here to implement signal. And then here. To just there. Is there room for a signal? I think there is. Oh, hello. There we go. On this side, signal there. Bam, bam. I reckon we can do multiple. Actually, where's the one for this? One's there. I can do one here. Interesting place to wait, though, isn't it? Right. Just there on the crisscross. We'll do it on this one here. So, I could... There is room. There is room to do one there. And then, again, just after the road. Leading into the road just here. We'll do one right there. And that's done into Mumbai. So, we've got the signals in. That's then all done. Okay, that's then all done. So the question would be then, well, we need to implement the trains on this line. So just for the sake of it, I'll build the rail yard depot just here. Connect it to there, and that's where I'll pull the train out from. So if I create a new line, and it's passenger based, and it goes from there, down to here, to there, to there, to there, 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 and then back again. Now, I'm hoping there's no issues. And then that's done. I'll make it red so it stands out. Now, in Mumbai, it can, because it's the end route, basically, you can use both sides of the train tracks. And then on the way down to our first stop in Ratnagiri, it uses the correct one there, but on the way back, it needs to use the other side. So that sorts that out. Down here in Goa is all good. Mangalore, I think on the way back, it's got to use the other side, right? Yep. Kochi on the other side. Yep. That one's all good. And then Canny, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna shorten it down to Canny. Okay, makes it easier for me. There we go. We're ready to buy a train. Oh my god! Now this is not a high-speed route. It's a commuter route, so it's not fast tracks. Not like the high-speed train tracks are fast anyway. That I've currently got set up. But it stops more often, which is why it's like this. So let's buy a train. And is it time to go diesel? Ooh. So how much is, if I do it by build date, what's a good steam train? See, the steam trains are still pretty cheap. I mean, that one there. But I think I might go diesel. Let's go diesel for the first time. Passenger based. Let's do it by capacity. And we'll do what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have to buy multiple trains. I know that straight away. I haven't even given this line a name, have I? Is it line 6? But let's set that on it for the first time ever. So I know I haven't given it a name yet. Still got to sort that out. But for the first time ever, we got a passenger train in this line. Now, we are going to need multiple trains, but I'll wait for them to build up the demand so I can kind of figure out. There's already people at this train station already. That's wild. Now, this has to rebuild itself, so I'm thinking it might be best that we look towards implementing the streetcar system. So obviously, kind of going down here. If I can make this cut through to kind of cut out to there, then bring its way up through here. Yeah, that might be the way to do it. Right, there's going to be more chaos now, boys. But if I can get this to connect to there. I mean, that would be nice. I don't want to delete that much, though. All right, more terraining is going to happen. Really? Right, I'm trying to turn this. Right, it doesn't like the road I'm trying to build. Let me bring that strength down. And I would like to keep right, that to there. I would like to keep the little waterway inside of it. I might just delete that and then widen this and then create a better bridge. There we go. The bridge don't matter. It is what it is. Got to get that to obviously connect into there, but I'm just thinking in my outer loop. Now that connects into there. We're going to bring this into a connection there. This is important, and I'll explain in just a minute why it's important to have these connections, because when we have these stops, it needs to kind of pick up people on a radius. There's a bridge, sorry, not a bridge, sorry, a tunnel that already goes through here. So I'm wondering if I can bend. I'm trying to bend this like that to connect into here. If I don't do that one as a tunnel, but I do this one as a tunnel, and then the smoothie. I thought something dramatic happened there then for a second. That creates a little bit of a bridge there, which I'm sure we can get away with it not being a bridge. So more room for growth there. Comes through as a tunnel. Just moving this off a little bit more. Smooth around here a bit more builder friendly. Right. We've gotta try and now create a streetcar system. Now, it would be good to have a depot, a main depot, which I've got to cover this area. So my issue is, and we'll have to do it going both ways. So street buildings, oh, we got the new stops as well. We're not that far off from being able to have, what's it called, boys? Elevated train stations. So you can see from this the radius in which it covers, which is why I wanted this road to connect up, so we've got more variety. Now if I had a central connection there, it'll give us a wider variation of connection leading in. But I'm going to build this to here. We're going around the outskirts right now, which collects a lot of people up. We're going to do 2 little loops going around there and there. And then we get to here. which will be just outside there and there. And as it leads back down. So that goes around here in a semicircle, and then we need a big one here that will have a really, really wide radius. That's way too big for us. I'm just going to keep it to the normal bus and tram stops. And I'm thinking something here or there. There might be better, but I've got to make it have tram tracks, yes. Might as well make it electric. 2 stations and by 30. So it gets the radius going all the way around. Maybe have that extra platform. And that touches all 4 sides of the road. So by doing that, you can see the radius it now collects people. And then the bits on the edge that don't, this stop here collects it. The bits on the edge here that don't, this stop collects it. You see how it works? So that gives us the most maximum amount of coverage by having this little loop going around. Now, I don't want to bring them down to here, because that's eventually where the commuter line going from Madurai with the elevated train tracks will pick people up. I don't want to, I want them to utilize that line. So that's all in. It brings it up to this station. So this town can now grow again. But it will take some time to kind of bounce back. It will take some time to bounce back. Now, we obviously want to get these lines set up. So new line. And we start here. Which we allow it to utilize all the platforms. Make this line blue. To where it will go over here first. And I know I've got to add the streetcar line tracks in on the road. But we'll get that in a little bit after this. I've done all this, obviously. To there. Now, it'd be nice to make it do, like, waypoints. But if that's the quickest way for it, that's the quickest way for it. But I can make... wherever I put the tram tracks will be the waypoints anyway. So another new line here. And we'll make this one green. So this one will be the opposite way round. So we got a clockwise route and a counterclockwise route. So go into there. To there. To there. And then here. And then here. And then it's pretty much done. So we can designate how it and where it goes by the upgrading the roads to include the tram tracks. So bring it down there, down there. I can make it go down here and turn this way, going directly up, and then bring it down this way. Now this is going to connect up to here. Try to make it go there. So fingers crossed, that's all of it. Now, even though I've got that line, that route now in, the line still doesn't follow it until I tell it it needs to be trams that go on the road. So buildings, tram depot, which this is a little bit out the way, so I might just throw them in here, because it's kind of out the way for us. And then by trams, do it by capacity, which these carry 26. These carry 25. What's the difference? These have a bit more power. So I'll buy 2 of these. No, actually, we'll buy 6 in total. 3 of them will go on the... which will be classed as line 7. And the other 3 go on what's classed as line 8. Now that there is already then now updated because the trams can only go on the tram track roads. So that's now updated for us. And everywhere's got coverage. Everywhere. If you live here, you can be picked up and walk to that building. Here, you can go to there as well. So everywhere's got coverage. I just got to wait for this area now to ultimately just bounce back with all the destruction that I've caused. But other than that, all of a sudden, they're now so much more intertwined and connected. It's unreal. Tram tracks will do what they've got to do. we'll have a little fast forward anyway. So we should start seeing more people utilizing this station of the high-speed train line and new people transporting on here. So is this the first time this train's coming down? I'm not particularly too sure. It's got a long way before it makes money. A very long way. The train could be too expensive for it to make money as well. There's also that side of it. But I've got to give it time for the cities to, you know, build up their populations. They're also now going to go for a big growth spurt because all of a sudden they've got connections. And I'm going to wait for this to turn a profit, and then we'll start adding more trains onto the line. So this is a work in progress, and this will now kind of take a while. But I've got this big commuter line now, boys, running up the coastal route. It could mean that I could bring in passenger ships as well into Mumbai from all these areas. That would be quite exciting, wouldn't it? That would be quite exciting. So, only time will tell how this line is going to go along. There's a lot of wood on here, isn't there? Yeah, we could probably add more ships to all of this. So I might manage vehicle. Add an extra ship on that line. And just kind of keep going from there. But yeah, these places will have big growth spurts now, boys. But I got to give it a while before it's all embedded in. It's all up and running. And we're all making money. But this train is pretty much full already. It's just a case of... I reckon it could be too expensive. I reckon that train, the diesel train's too much for it. I reckon it's stopping and starting too often right now to make big cash. We might need to go back to Steam. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. The money could increase. It could be when it gets to the end of the line. Right, so. Big things we've done here. Big projects. Big builds. We've got a tram route that we hopefully are going to see it making some serious money as well. We've got trams coming in right now. That tram's already filled up. We could need more trams. Who knows? But we've got to wait for it to kind of do a few loops. Wait for it to die down and kind of plateau to see where our passenger numbers ultimately are going to end up being. Guys, I hope you're excited for the next episode to see where this pans out. If you are, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So goodbye.